Welcome back to Living 808. Today we are talking all things real estate. Hal Wilkerson from Hawaii Property Advisors is back with us and joins us with what we can expect in 2024. Aloha.
Aloha, Kelly. Great to see you this morning.
So good to see you too. So let's talk about it. You know, we saw some definite changes in 2023. What's the outlook looking like for here in Hawaii real estate this year?
2024. Well, great question. Today, I wanted to take a moment to kind of do a little reflection on 2023 before I answer that question.
Perfect.
And, you know, it's amazing. A lot of folks that are homeowners or potential homeowners that are looking to get into the real estate market have really come off of, you know, all this crazy stuff that's going on right now. You know, interest rates are so high, prices are so high. It seems like the houses aren't moving. You know, there's a lot of questions in the air. And what I thought, I would just sort of review what we were looking at in 2023. And actually, you can see on the slide behind me, actually, these are the December numbers.
Okay.
So you will see a 10%, almost a 10% reduction in units moved in December year over year. Now, that only tells a small story. Historically, we typically don't see a lot of movement on the houses in December. It's just typically a lower month.
Right.
Overall.
Holidays. Everyone's like already hunkered down.
Yeah, post Thanksgiving, ready for the holidays, etc. So that's, you know, tells a small story. The bigger story, believe it or not, in 2023 versus 2022 in the single family market was actually down about 28% in volume. So, or excuse me, 26% for single families, 28% for the condos. Now, if we look down at the condo numbers here, you can see the year over year. In December of 2022, it was 360. In 2023, it was down 25% just for that month. But again, year over year, it was almost 30% lower. So 2023 compared to 2022 was a pretty significant change. Now, where does that lead us for 2024? That's a really good question. And I will tell you, I'm actually optimistic about 2024. I think because of the reduction in overall sales, the reduction in overall volume in 2023, as a reflection year over year, I think 24 is going to be both equal or greater than what we saw in 2023. A couple of reasons for that. Number one, the Fed has already indicated this month that they're forecasting at least 3 interest rate reductions. Now, obviously, we're already in those 6%, in the high 6s right now. They're forecasting about 25 basis points, which is like 0.25% interest per adjustment. So we might possibly, fingers crossed, reading the tea leaves right, we might see the 5% interest rates by the end of the year. So it possibly is going to be softening up. I feel like we are going to be seeing some additional traction, some additional movement over this coming year compared to 2023. But there's a lot of homeowners that are like, well, what does that mean? Because I need to sell my house because we've got to move it. What does that mean for me?
And what does that mean? Well, you know, are there going to be more buyers? Yeah,
so buyers are already starting to come into the marketplace. They've had enough time to come to terms with this new environment that we're in with this higher interest rate. Gone are the days of those 2% interest rate mortgages. So everybody unfortunately, yes. Now they might, you know, in 3 years or 4 years, possibly come back. I don't know. But for the next 3 years or so, I don't see us getting anywhere near 2% like we were 2 years ago. But regardless, buyers are starting to come to terms with that. And so as a result, we're seeing more activity in the marketplace for the buyers. But the challenges that we're finding is that our inventory is still not quite there. Now, our inventory has shot up, so there is a little bit more inventory, and that is causing these numbers, which I can see, I want to point out to you in December. This is the first time we've seen it in 2 years where the single family median price was below $1 million in Hawaii. First time we've seen that. So, so prices are starting to come down. Condos actually didn't have that same effect. Condos actually had a little bit of an increase, but that is because of those higher interest rates caused people to buy lower priced properties. Now, so there's a little bit of a striation in the market from the high versus the lower, if you can say that, for, you know, the $1 million price point. But I feel like we are going to have an increase in units. We are going to have an increase in sales, and I think we're going to at least meet or beat 2023 going forward in this year.
Yeah, very exciting. Whenever interest rates are lower, more of those buyers are coming out. And would you say now is kind of the time, because there's still not as much competition that was happening, you know, even the beginning of this past year?
2022, we were looking at teens days on market. 2023, for single family homes, they were like in the 20s. Now 5 years ago, it was normal to see 50 days on the market, 40 to 50 days on the market. So the market is starting to normalize again, but we still are short on homes, which is a big reason for you to list today. If you have been thinking about listing, I would say now is an excellent time, preparing going into this quarter, to start thinking about listing your home.
And of course, an excellent place to start with Hawaii Property Advisors. If people want to reach out, because you guys are doing a lot to help out, how do we get in touch with you guys?
Very good question. So one of the things that we like to do is just provide value, because a lot of times people are asking the question, well, if I do sell my house in 24, Hal, what is it going to bring me? And we've got a tool using the power of technology, artificial intelligence, big data. If you scan this QR code on the screen, this is going to give you an amazing report. You can see that report. It's going to show you if you sell it, how much are you expected to receive? What could it earn you if you did want to put it out as a rental? What are your closing costs going to be like? Taxes, capital gains, etc. And it also, which I think is really important, especially in this environment, what would we be able to qualify based off if we sold?
Exactly.
Could we buy? Because obviously, if you're selling, more than likely going to need a new home. So that's what we're doing to help sellers, and we need more sellers.
Perfect. So that code is the perfect place to start. We'll also, of course, have a link to your website on our website at kh12.com. But for all of your real estate needs and questions, of course, Hal can answer all of those, all that the website doesn't already. I feel like that checks off so many boxes. That's so great.
It does.
And of course, we'll have all your info on our website, kh12.com. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you always, Kelly.
All right, exciting time in real estate.